Woo! I'm so happy, thank you, is what he said. Tatsuro Taira hits another submission win. Looking incredible. I had it posted before the fights, and I'm just going to say it again. I really think a good matchup for him now is Steve Erceg, because after Pantoja, after Royval, after Moreno, and some of these crafty vets at the flyweight, there is a future to look forward to, and I do see Joshua Van, Tatsuro Taira, Steve Erceg being part of this. Now, Erceg obviously a bit older, but I think he's still got some more mileage, some more time, and he's been looking pretty good still. Yeah, he's come to a halt at the top of the division. That's not a bad thing at all. So, gonna go through this whole card, fight night recap, talk about some of my favorite moments. We did very, very good overall. The ROI is really good, and Lethal did really great again too. Now Lethal, he loves just taking a really big underdog or like an old vet that's being counted out and just hammering it. And this week was Neil Magny, respectfully. And I always think Magny's live. I don't care if it's top 15 prospect coming in and he's just, in that gatekeeper role of just like, yeah, how good is this guy? About to find out. I always think he's worth a sprinkle or something, because as people start to fade, he's literally still game. And it's like the later you go into the rounds with him, the better he typically gets. So, tough first round. Kind of expected that. Second round, Neil is all over it, man. The moment he started landing those fucking knees, I said, yup, my knockout slip at plus 1,000 prop is hitting easy. And it did. And parlay piece sent home as well. We're going to go through this whole recap here and shoot the shit. We're going simultaneously right now. We got a little bit of IG love going on. We got a little bit of YouTube love going on. And soon I will have a stream key that will be sent out to Twitch, Kick, other affiliates. And we're going to meet Lethal, and I are going to get this podcast thing going here soon too. So we should start to funnel a little bit of a community together. I had fun last night, even on X, just doing fight recaps per round or a couple fights. Definitely as the fights picked up, I just lost all focus on anything other than that at the moment and kind of where some of my slips were. But I was having some fun on X recapping fights. I thought it was a bullshit split decision. First fight of the night had me scared how these judges were going to score the rest of the night, because yikes, was not a fucking split decision. But yeah, without further ado, this is MMA Toad. I'm going to go through, give you guys our Vegas 108 fight recap. Starting things off, we had Rodriguez taking on Souza. Kind of happened the way that I think a lot of us predicted. I heard a few people take Souza on this, but yeah, didn't work out for her. Rodriguez was really money with these knees. Was a common theme throughout the atmosphere tonight, these knees up the middle. In the first round, Rodriguez just secured herself the win, that round. I also made notes on Rodriguez. I'm going to be betting on her plus 2-3 prop takedowns moving forward. It's very evident that she is going to come out hard in the first round and transition and mix things up. And at this level, at least, I think she's hitting these takedowns quite often. So, plus 3 takedown prop. Going to look forward to it. But yeah, Rodriguez wins. Can't believe there was even a mention of a split decision there. I'll have to figure out which judge that was and make further notes. Just keep an eye out, because that shit's sus. All right, moving up the card, we got Rafael Estevam. Missed weight. Taking on the dog, Philip Bunez. Hey, Bunez, props to him. I actually did the slightest, smallest sprinkle on him, live prop, because I kind of like he wasn't advancing or doing anything on the ground, but he was very comfortable. And Estevam was very good on the feet, but anytime he'd go to the ground, I always felt like Bunez could surprise us and rip one of these triangles. He had earlier success setting a couple up, but nonetheless, Rafael gets it done, missed weight. he should advance up to bantamweight. Yeah, just not cool. All right, moving up the card, a local to me, Austin Bashi, absolutely choked the piss out of John Yanis. Sad to see these guys have to like just be last second thrown in to like, lay him to the slaughter, if you will. It's still a fight at the end of the day. There's always a chance. You could always hit that one big shot. But I'm sick of these like last second fill-in replacements of people just you expect Austin to just kind of beat. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Seems like with the other fight promotions, there could always be just somebody in between contracts, somebody just you at least fucking know or have heard of slightly, So I had Bashi. Given the circumstances, I had him early, first, second round submission. Although the parlay fails, it was a good read. Pretty confident there. He'll continue to do more of this. It's like I don't mind his striking on the feet. You hear the pss, 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 pss. He's actually putting some steam in the shit he's throwing, but I don't like his ability to receive it quite yet. So as he starts to fight higher level known levels of adversity, still got my eye on Austin. But for now, happy to see him do his thing. All right. Moving up the card, you got Nick Klein taking on Andre Buliev. I thought Klein would come through and be the first big upset of this card. He came out okay in the first round. The grappling, obviously, much better than Andre's, but the grappling defense of Andre kept him alive. Got him to the second round, and Nick just couldn't keep up the cardio. It's a consistent thing he struggles with. Second round, he fades. A lot of people made this read. And Andre finished him on the feet. We said this, even though I went with Klein, I said that's exactly how he would lose. And we just secured distance no on this one. So it was a good piece later in a parlay that cashed for us with Esteban. So not too mad about that. So first pick wrong, but we're making money and already setting up a couple nice bets that we started the show with. Took straight up money line with Rodolfo Vera taking on Tresean Gore. Slightly hesitant with the fact that Gore did not look drained, did not look depleted, and weighed in a whopping practically 5 pounds overweight. That being said, I was still confident in Vera's grappling exchanges. Gore, he's not like this decorated striker. He actually mixes in his grappling a bit, and that standing guillotine's a problem for a lot of his opponents. And then with Rodolfo, he would be able to angle that a little differently. Wasn't like the most interesting of fights. Rodolfo just pretty much secured the win with a jab. That's all he could do, is just this left jab. Thought we'd actually see a potential finish early in the fight. First round, Gore gets hit over the right brow, kind of stops, checks his eye, touches it. I'm like, man, this is just the first round, and Vera, if he can keep touching that spot, this is going to be a problem for Gore. Thought maybe his vision could have been fucked up there, so all of a sudden I was in a finish mode. But we ended up securing money line because we respected all the different ways that one could go. Another favorable matchup with Rinya Nakamura taking on Nathan Fletcher. The sprinkle was live for Fletcher. Ever so slightly did I sprinkled some on that, but I didn't like any of the props from Rinya, and he had a lot to prove to me in this fight before I was confident in doing anything with his methods. So we kind of stayed clear of this one and more so enjoyed it. The prediction was, Renya's really got to show us that he just had a bad day in the office, or else we got a guy I'm not too sure about moving forward. All right, moving up the card. So, Renya gets it done. Spectacular first round fucking knockout. Took no time at all. All right, moving up the card. Danny Silva had fought Kevin Veos. Dude, Silva pissed me off so bad in this fight. For one, he crashed one of my legs on a nice finish parlay piece that I thought Kevin would get it done. Dude slings big power and his shots. But Danny gets hit, and somehow it encourages him to do taunts and emojis, and he almost like he was having fun. Like he kept nodding and acknowledging and kind of like, soliciting further shots to the face, but he was never returning them. He was never trying to fight back necessarily. He had really good head movement. I don't know, man. Silva's like a fucking mime in there, dude. He just wants to move around. But I would love to see him try to work on his counters and not just his evasive ability to dodge shots well. But dude's got a fucking chin on him. You got to respect that much. He'd be a fun one in an actual city fight night because he's the kind of guy that can stand there like Rebeski and Duncan, as we'll get to in this card, and just stand and have a nice fucking war. So I respect his grit, but he's got to fight back. Kevin gets a very easy win. All right. Big fight for me, for Lethal. We're big fans of Neil Magny. He's a proud member of the MMA Toad Mud Hut. And so we were all rooting for him. Tough coming off two loss skid, right? But you got to respect the level of opposition. Is always a thing that I said I respect about Magny is he was never really ducking these fights. I mean, welterweight has a lot of heat. And when you're at the top of the rankings, you got a big-ass target on your head because everyone's going to call number 15 like, I just want to be ranked. So, yeah, Neil Magny, you know, everyone's picking up the mic when they're entering the UFC at welterweight. And look how much talent's there, right? So, Neil, 2-loss skid, comes right back, spectacular knockout. I always like Neil later in the fight. In 15 minutes, he's a monster with his cardio. And in 25 minutes, he's a savage. He's a complete fighter. He knows that he wants to be on the feet. He knows that he wants to get there. There was a time in the fight where he did a good job of getting back up to his feet, and he reversed position, and then he decided he wanted to walk Dos Santos back to the cage and begin grappling further. And I was telling Lethal, because we were watching the fight together, I'm like, yo, Neil just needs to break away and reset. I like Neil at range. He's got this nice fucking knee. Santos a little bit shorter at most Neil's opponents. It's just, he's got this thing that's really good. Now, Flowers is Santos. One thing I noticed, he didn't really sit down the middle with Neil the way that he likes to throw that tie clinch knee up the middle. Santos actually was doing a good job of circling off to the sides of Magny, which really just shut down that range game, right? But Magny handles that adversity. First round, gets through it, and in second round, picks this opportunity to just land a beautiful series of fucking knees, sets up to just a nice ground and pound finish. I'm not sure if he got a bonus. I should probably check on Tapology real quick. I hope to God my man got a bonus. Well, if I had like last week's fucking Tapology open still too. Some dedication. Anyways, I'm sure he got a bonus for that knockout. I would be pretty upset if he didn't. Good shit for him. So, back in the win column. He's really happy. I don't know. I had good vibes going into this card for him and Tatsuro, so I posted some trading cards, as you guys may have seen on my page. As my way of just channeling these warriors before we go to fucking war, you know what I'm saying? Hey, thanks, Holy. The hat is fire. I guess this side's all fucked up. I'll have to fix that. But yeah, I just had this shit tossed in the closet. I can't find the fucking ninja mask though that I'm supposed to wrap my head in and tuck into this shit. But we just chill in it, you know. We'll find it when I move. You got any Gold Jones or Charles out of? Hey, dude, I haven't even opened my own fighter yet. I've given like 5 or 6 away. Have not even opened them yet. I'm going to. It went from me wanting to open them before the Ilya fight so that I could pull the Gold Charles, and it wanted me to open them before the Last Dance so I could pull a Max, right? But nope, haven't pulled any yet. I'm just waiting for a fun time, kind of like cooking and savoring it, you know what I mean? Because I do want to complete the whole set. I want to get all the golds. All right, moving up the card, we had Curl Rosa. I don't know. She showed up okay against Nora. You physically look at the two in the cage, and you're just like, yeah, Nora looks like a fucking Brazilian truck driver. She's just fucking, you know what I mean? But she's actually out of France. And Rosa, the fight came down exactly what the prediction was. It's like, well, either Nora's going to show up and be just slightly better enough than Rosa, but I don't see her going much further than that, or Rosa's just going to vet check her, and that's exactly what happened. Rosa able to hang with Nora. Nora did not look good in terms of weight. She was surprised she made weight there, so it affected her cardio. She was not looking good come second, third round. Rosa's grappling especially help attribute to that. So easy unanimous win for Rosa. I get that pick wrong, but wasn't really heavy on either side. We stay clear of all bets. Lethal lost his legendary parlay leg. That sounds like would have hit. No, I think that might have included Rubeski as well. I know we all bet on Duncan, but anyways, he had a mega fucking parlay, and it missed because of that fight. And I'm like, bro, I love your dedication to guess the whole card, but that is a perfect fight. You leave the fuck out of your parlay right there. All right, so moving up the card, we had Elvis Brenner taking on Esteban Ribovic. I was really happy with this fight. I knew what loomed in the distance and the fucking zombie that is Rubeski. The dude can just absorb gunshots to the head. But the fact that Ribovic does throw with goodwill, and Brenner's easily one of the best live fighting dogs you could ever bet on. I had a couple plus 1,500 props while he was in that third round because he was just sitting in the pocket with Esteban fucking going, eating two to give one. And Esteban, we know his power puts people out. So I really happy there. Loved the fight. Got the pick right. And Esteban was a parlay piece and a few different bets that secured the night, which was already so plentiful because of Magny's knockout plus 1,000 props. So Esteban cashes me home. From here, it's just some fun dog bets on Duncan and the submission with Tatsuro, as well as finishing the fight in general. So yeah, me and Lethal, we're geeking out. Everything's online. Nice fight there. We go into this co-main event. Chris Duncan, although he had to show me he could handle the car crash of Rubeski and fight up even further than the level of opposition he has already, he passed the test. I had money on Duncan because I believed in Duncan's ability to surprise us here, but I had to go with the crafty vet from a pick percentage more than likely standpoint with Rubeski, his ability to eat it and then dish it back. I didn't think Duncan was going to be able to survive it. You saw at the end of the third round, Duncan was wearing some heavy damage too. Rubeski really started opening that up come the third round. But since fucking bell to whistle, Duncan had Rubeski's eye and all that area up through the middle here just completely fucking cracked, and that eye was swollen shut completely, leaving the second round. I thought we were going to get a doctor stoppage. Sad to see the distance no parlay piece that I had on this one miss. That would have been nice, but I loved the fight as a fan. I was sad it was at the Apex. At this point, we've had two fights just look very fucking good, and I know that these last four fights on any city's like fight night would have made it a complete card, because Rubeski and Duncan had one of the bloodiest, most beautiful wars out there, period. So yeah, was happy to see the fight, but you know, sad to see it at the Apex. So all right, last but not least, last fight, Tatsuro Taira fought Hyunsung Park. Lethal, the meme there with that one was he went into this main event saying that he had Park, you know, all day, this, that. I was confused. I reassured that Tatsuro's grappling is going to be a lot better than Park's. And then he stops me and goes, sorry, I thought we were talking about Iron Turtle. So we got a good laugh out of that. He agreed. Tatsuro Taira, we both hit submissions. He had one of his young guns there saying, hey, Toad, I got $50. What should I do? I first said Tatsuro by submission, and it's plus money if you want a bigger payout and roll the dice harder. Because then I stopped and said I respect Tatsuro's power that he somehow, like, you know, is very surprised that he owns. Like, he's a great grappler and wrestler, and that's clearly where he spends a lot of his practice and his skill set. But I like Tatsuro's ability to hurt people with his hands, and you see it even in this fight. He hurts Park, and kind of like he's like slightly hesitant, and then just goes, yeah, okay, yep, he's hurt. Jumps the gun, has a nice, wonderful exchange. Park trying to jump backwards and pull a fucking Michael Chandler with Charles and just try to maybe, knock the wind out of Tatsuro, but you get him straight on your back like that, and you just don't want Tatsuro Taira on your back. This guy is very good about left, right, left, right. He's fishing for that fucking submission and setting up some shots. And again, Tatsuro's hands do hurt. So I like this fight going into it for Tatsuro early. We called the first, second, or third round submission. We get that. So much respects to him there. I like this kid a lot. I said I would like him to fight Steve Erceg coming up, maybe as their next fight. Erceg's scheduled to fight like a week from now, so the schedules line up. It's going to be perfect and easy. I'm sick of these all these prospects trying to get in a single file line for Pantoja just because they're new names. They should be also fighting each other too, right? So Joshua Van, he's getting the fucking fast pass from Dana White to go fight Pantoja. Let's get Tatsuro and Steve Erceg lined up. I would really like to see Tatsuro get the win and now have a worthy name to say, hey, I'm right up here too. He mentioned Brandon Moreno. That's a great call out. I would be a very emotional fight for me. It'd be like Volk and Diego Lopez because I absolutely fucking love both those guys. So yes, would break my heart, but make me so happy for one of them to have the win to then therefore go for the title challenge. At the end of the day, it's bittersweet. One side of the coins, well, that was Brandon Moreno's probably last shot at trying to do this again. And then Tatsuro Taira is, well, he just had a patch, the torch handed to him from a great, worthy former champion, Brandon Moreno, who set UFC history by being the first quad champion. So, all right, so that's going to do it for us. We had a great time. Again, that was my quick recap, UFC 108, and I hope you guys cashed out. We ended up with about 6x the amount of my starting balance. So we did really fucking good. And I was proud of myself for like the smallest sprinkles with live betting until Duncan. Duncan, at the end of the first round, I should mention, they had him at plus 200 just about. And by the time it accepted my bet, it had changed it to plus 136. But I hammered $50 on that. I'm like, dude, Duncan is so fucking live. And he's so ready for this car crash. He's using his range well. Dude, Rabeski's a fucking dwarf from World of Warcraft, dude. If you get in the pocket with him, he's a fucking cannibal. But at range, he can work over the top and just make him eat shots, because his shots absorbed is kind of fucking bad. We just love it because he always brings out a bloody war for us, you know what I mean? So, all right, y'all. That's going to be my breakdown. Thanks so much for joining me. If you had a chance to watch Live Fight Companion, then you're a real one for sure. But if you're watching this too, just know I really appreciate you. And Zuki Nakimash, Tatsuro Taira, wins the main event. Neil Magny, happy birthday. Gets his big knockout. And I'm sure a bonus. All right, y'all. Peace.